Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Joy and this is Simply Joy and Lifestyle. Today I specifically decided to make a video that is mostly speaking to my fellow Nigerian young brothers and sisters who are willing to dreaming of planning to leave Nigeria one day. I am a mom, a Nigerian mom living in Belgium. So before I left Nigeria, there are certain things I didn't know or certain things I never planned. So my coming to this country, Belgium, was not actually pre-planned or pre-scheduled. It was actually, as God will have it, I found myself here through marriage. But nothing was really planned. So I'm arriving here. I saw the circumstances of living here. I saw how they do things here. And the most challenging parts, which I really like to share with you people today, is what I wish I knew before leaving Nigeria for Belgium. So my brothers, my sisters in Nigeria, if you're planning to leave to a country, especially to a country where English is not the officially spoken language, there are other languages being spoken, especially in European countries like France, that should speak their French, Belgium, where we speak like 2 to 3 different languages which are not English. So there's this challenge when you come into a new country that doesn't speak the language you were brought up with. You find these difficulties to integrate, trying to explain your feelings, trying to say what you actually want, because you cannot communicate in the language they understand. So what I thought would have been the best way, or what I could have actually done if I had the time or if I have the power to change things, I would have loved to study the language the country where I'm moving to speaks. Okay, Belgium is a country that speaks more than 2 languages. Here in Belgium, 2 languages are mostly spoken. One is Netherlands, or you may call it Dutch, and the other one is French is spoken. So if you move to Belgium, you may decide to move in the region of where they speak Netherlands, which is the Flemish region, or you might choose to speak in a French-speaking region, which is called Wallonia. So you could choose any of them, or you could actually choose to live in the city, the capital of Belgium, which is Brussels, where the 2 languages are spoken. But when you need to go to the community house, you would rather speak French or Netherlands. But on the streets, French is mostly spoken. So my challenges, as someone who didn't plan to move into Belgium, I found the challenges of communicating, trying to integrate, trying to understand their culture, trying to understand their way of doing things. So for someone who is new, it will be really quite challenging if you do not have someone who to interpret or explain to you what you should do at a certain time or what not to do. So I find language as an important tool before moving to a new country. If you choose to move to an European country, try to make your research and look towards what languages do they speak there. Is this something I can quickly learn? Is this something I will struggle in the long run? You try and think about this language and try investing in it before you even leave your home country. Because one of the challenges people are facing living in a strange country other than their own country with a very different language they are used to is language problems. So I would advise my brothers and sisters who in the near future are planning to move out of their home country make your research, look and find out what languages is this new country speaking. Is there something I can learn in Nigeria? I would advise you, if you can, quickly, as fast as you can, inscribe anywhere and try to acquire the knowledge or the understanding of this new language. That aside, I schooled in Nigeria. My primary education, my secondary education was all there in Nigeria, and of course the university, everything was done in English. But I studied another course, so I wish I had this knowledge or understanding of how important a language is when moving, especially to an European country. I would have decided to study French. So if you're a mother or you're a father or a grandmother, a grandfather, and you have children, you have siblings, you have people you would like in the near future to have a better life, who are planning to live where they are born or would like to discover other cultures, and I would advise you to tell them to take up French. We know that English is worldwide, it's well-known language. Everybody you come across, even if you go to Asia and you want to talk to someone, you can speak in English and they will understand you, and they will understand every word you say in English, and you can communicate with person as much as possible. Another language which I find very important, especially moving to an European country, is French. French is, I would say, is on the second place for me personally, because it's also another most spoken language in the European Union. Apart from Netherlands, English, French is very important, brothers and sisters. So try and take French lessons. It might not be perfect, but if you know the basis of understanding, I'm sure your move to this new country will be made very easy if you can speak and understand the basis French. Another tip I would like to share from my own personal experience is having a handbook. Handbook is very important if you're moving to a new country, especially a country that doesn't speak English. I always refer to a country that do not speak English. An English-speaking country is something different, but a country that do not speak English, you should try and think of a handbook you could learn from your home country before moving to this new country. You could learn to work on a car, you could learn to make beautiful hair, you could learn to be a beautician, you could learn to bake food, make cakes, and so pastry. You could go into pastry and so many more. So I feel when you arrive, even while you're trying to learn a new language, if you get the basis of the language with your handwork, you'll be able to find a good job and settle in as quickly as possible without having to worry about, I do not have finances, I do not have a job. These people, the advantage, I would say, is an advantage of finding a great job within a few months of entering this non-speaking country. So I think these are the tips which I knew before leaving my country, Nigeria, my motherland. But anyway, this information is actually for the group of persons who have actually planned to leave their home country at a certain date. It's pre-planned. It's a different story to someone who hasn't pre-planned. If it's not pre-planned, well, you can always find your way out, and when you arrive in a country, just take the initiative by inscribing to the country's language and trying to take lessons if it's a language you do not know already. But if your journey is pre-planned, I would advise from your home country, try and find out, make research where you could find the language of that country and try learning from your home country before you arrive to this new country, because it will go in a very long way for you to settle down, save time, and save your energy and save the stress. So that is the point. Okay guys, I do not want this video to be as long as possible. I really want to make it short. So if you have actually watched to this point, why not take a moment to like, share, and subscribe so you'll be notified anytime I make a new video sharing my experience. I've been in Belgium for almost 14 years now, so I think I'm in a better position to share some life experiences, how I manage the do's and don'ts to be where I am today. And I'm happy. So at this point, I'm going to be bringing this video to an end. So I will say take care of yourself. Share this video especially to your family and friends whom you think might need these tips to prepare them for their future adventure. I bet you will thank me later. No knowledge is lost. See you in the next one. Bye.